Last week I showed you a new steak that for sure blew my mind, and you guys love it, but most of the comments were about the similarities with our beloved picanha. Today we are putting picanha versus the Argentinian cut to the test and see what's best.
Yes, you guys asked for it, and as always we deliver. Today we are putting the queen versus the new king of the steak and see in a blind test who reigns supreme.
We know that picanha is a prized cut of meat that holds an amazing amount of flavor. It has the texture similar to a sirloin, crowned with a beautiful fat cap that when cooked melts into the meat, making it very flavorful and incredibly tender.
The main problem with picanha is that it has to be cooked right, or it can get chewy really quickly.
Some people made the mistake of cooking it at a low temperature, allowing the meat to be on the grill for a long time, and that's definitely something to avoid. We will be cutting this picanha as we always do when cooking steaks, with the grain, and for that all you need to do is find the grains running on the meat and cut your steaks along those lines. Picanha is a very simple and noble steak. All you need to do is to add a good amount of salt on it and cook it over direct fire.
But don't worry too much about the salt, just make sure it's sea salt and the thickest you can find.
A good amount of sea salt will create a barrier around the meat that will hold the juices inside, making the steak juicier and tender without changing the flavors. And if you want to learn more about picanha, check my video Everything You Need to Know About Picanha. There I spelled all my beans.
Now let's get into the new and amazing steak that we call the Argentinian cut steak.
This, as I mentioned before in our last video, is a typical cut from South America, especially from Argentina. But because you guys are amazing, you let me know that it's also a common steak in other countries like Brazil and Chile.
The names change, but the practicality and beauty of the steak remains always the same.
It is a cut that comes from the New York strip loin, the same part where the famous New York steaks come from, but it's cut in a completely different way. The strip loin is going to be cut along the grain, exactly as we do with the picanha, and that will also guarantee tenderness and juiciness.
And talking about cutting against the grain, let me explain, because some of you guys requested more information about this topic.
The basic idea is always to have the bite that go into your mouth cut against the grain. Of course, you will have to do the math for this to happen perfectly, but it's not difficult at all. For example, if you were to cook this picanha in the skewers and serve it as they typically do in the Brazilian steakhouse, the first cut will be against the grain, another cut on the table when the meat is served, and another cut against the grain when the person will eat it.
And the math is really simple and it goes this way.
The idea is to figure out if the last bite is against the grain, how many cuts you will make on your steak before you serve. In the case of today, we're going to be cutting this picanha for steaks. So if the cut that you're going to make when you eat it will be against the grain, the cut before that will have to be with the grain.
And now let's get back into today's beautiful steak.
Another beautiful thing about this new steak is that while it is cut in a completely unconventional way, it still looks amazing. The steak can be as thick as you want it to be, and the final presentation will be asymmetrical and beautiful. I will season this steak as I always do with a new steak, salt and pepper. You can add some garlic powder if you like, but I realized that only salt and pepper made the flavors stand out better to the palate, and any other seasoning will change that flavor.
With all the steaks seasoned and ready to go, it is time to allow them to rest for about 30 minutes and allow the salt to work its magic.
Picanha is better cooked over intense fire, so I will do that later and allow my Argentinian cut steaks to cook at low temperature before getting them seared. They will be in the grill for about 20 minutes and then I will check the internal temperature of the steaks. My preferred term for this meat is medium, so I will allow the internal temperature to rise all the way until it reaches 120 degrees. The searing will create some flares, but don't panic, those little burns on the meat is where all the flavors are pushed to. With the picanha it will be a bit different. I will place it right on top of the fire and cook it in there for about 5 minutes per side. Remember to have the fire as high as you can get it, as that's the perfect way to cook the queen. I want to express a special thanks for the guys in the Argentinian cut for providing this meat. And if you want to run this experiment too, they created a box called the Ninja's Box that includes all the steaks we're cooking today. More information in the description of the video.
Alright, we're gonna do our blind test. We have here a bunch of people that they're ready for the blind test. We're gonna blind them up. So Miss Ninja, go ahead and put the blinds on them.
There we go. Let's do the first one right here. Dun, 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 dun. Ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, bum.
My goodness.
Dun. There we go.
Alright, Yeezy, you have to put on your glasses.
Yeah, so you
You
can see
can-
better.
Alright, Miss Ninja, you give them to them, okay? Which one they're gonna try first to define what's gonna be the best one.
Okay, so let's try the first one. It's right here. This one is. Hold it here. Let me have your hand. Okay. Now for Jonathan. Jonathan, it's right here. So
Alright,
let's
we're
give
gonna
it a
go
shot.
with the first one. Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead,
You know
put
where
it-
your mouth is? Ooh,
It's soft,
Go.
tender, delicious.
you like it a lot?
Yeah,
You like it a lot?
I like it a lot, but I want to try the second.
What do you think it is?
What do you think it is?
I see it's a cow.
All right, let's go for number B here.
Let's
All
go
right.
for number B. Okay.
All right.
Here,
Easy,
in your
yours.
hand. There we go. Number B, Jonathan. Doom. There we
And
go.
1, 2, 3. Let's go for it.
It's good. I like this better.
Mm-hmm.
You like number B better?
Yes.
It's more flavored.
What do you feel about it? Tell me about it.
What's the difference between number A and number B?
For me, it's the texture.
Mm-hmm.
The texture of the second one, I like it better. It's a little more cooked, and the flavor is better for me.
What about you?
Yes, the second one.
You like the second one better?
More flavor.
Oh my
Uh-oh, we have a deal here, guys.
God. We
Wow.
are in trouble.
Okay, you can take it off already.
I take it out.
Well, this is the problem. We have the queen there, which is the picanha that you guys always love. And then we have the new steak that I call the Argentinian cut that you guys like better this time than the picanha.
Oh my.
So you guys betrayed the queen, and the new king is the Argentinian
Argentinian.
cut. Yes,
Woo!
baby.
Number B. So.
Wow, guys, that's a new thing. Definitely, I like it a lot too. It looks really amazing. It's big. You can fit a lot of people with this thing, and it's great. Jonathan, what it is? What do you think it is?
Delicious!
Delicious, brother.
And sisters.
Damn, that's a good way to say delicious. That's it, guys. Now, it is time for me to try it. But before that, let me ask you something. If you like the video, please hit us with the like.
Lots and lots of likes.
Subscribe to the channel, share with your friends and family, and don't forget to share in your social networks. And if you have any comment, I know you're going to have a lot of complaints because the queen lost the throne. Put it down there in the comments, man. That's all for today, but remember that I love you. We have to finish the whole thing here now.
Yes!
We love you. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.
Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Say goodbye.
Bye.